Yo! So someone on my Discord server linked the Reddit post about whether focusing on macro or micro is better for improvement, so I figured I'd make a video detailing my perspective on the matter and to reflect on how I apply this theory to continuously improve. First, I'll briefly explain the concepts that form the foundation of my theory, and then I'll conclude the video with practical tips for applying them. In simple terms, micro represents raw strength, while macro stands for strategic intelligence. Micro is how hard you hit the enemy, while macro is choosing the most vulnerable spot to hit. Together they form power, not by adding, but by multiplying. Focusing heavily on micro while overlooking macro often leads to games where you gain early advantages but ultimately lose. On the other hand, prioritizing macro while neglecting micro results in many games starting off poorly. Rather than doubling down on your strengths, building up underdeveloped areas sets the foundation for more consistent, reliable performance across all phases of gameplay. The human brain thrives on repetition. Just look at Tyler Van grinding League and chess. If your time is limited, however, the best results come from narrowing your focus to just a few champions. Doing so will make playing your champions feel effortless, releasing additional brain power that you can use to focus on the bigger picture. To work on your weaknesses, you need to know them first. In general, people usually have a good idea where they are lacking the most, but in case you don't, I can wholeheartedly recommend DPM Lens to highlight yours. Fair warning, however, that it costs €4 per month. I used this tool recently and realized that I completely neglected vision as an ADC player. It turns out that I'm completely behind every pro player I checked, and that on average they buy 2 to 3 control wards per game. I leave a link to DPM in the description. Once you've found your biggest weaknesses, rewatch your games, think about what you could have done better, and watch pro players to see what they are doing differently in similar situations. To summarize, macro and micro are both essential and you should focus on the one that you are worse at. If you have other concepts that you'd like to hear my take about, let me know in the comment section. Check out my guides. People say they are pretty cool. See you next time.